First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Welcome back to Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. As always, thanks for watching. Whether you're watching on our apps, our website, or social media channels, all great places to catch what we cover here on Fox 12 Now. And I'm going to be discussing an event that's actually happening tonight called Into the Gray. This event is a celebration from a group called Outside the Frame. Now, what they do is actually help homeless youth create films. Really incredible story, incredible group, and the big celebration is tonight. Now, you may have seen some of the coverage on our regular Fox 12 Oregon site and news programs. Earlier this year, I believe it was back in August, when our photographer Michael Ober created a really amazing series of videos talking about this organization and the process of making the films that we're going to be discussing here shortly. So I think for everybody to be caught up to speed and to really understand what it is that's going on, I wanted to replay those for all of you who are watching, and then we're going to have the executive director of the organization join us to discuss where she's at on that and discuss the films themselves and what's going to be happening today. So all that's coming up here in a minute, but let's all sit back and watch these. There's two videos. We're going to watch these together, and then we'll speak to the executive director.
When you're making a movie, there's three main sections that it happens in.
The 3-week intensive is our flagship program, our core program.
Quiet on set. Okay.
Camera speed.
Action.
We recruit about a dozen youth from the homeless youth serving agencies around town, who what they have in common is their age and that they're experiencing homelessness. And over the course of 3 weeks, they are exposed to the basics of filmmaking.
Let's try that shot and see how it works.
They come up with ideas, they film and they edit their own movies about whatever it is that is important to them to share with the world. And these movies let them take ownership of their story, reflect on it, make sense of it, share it, and move on.
I'm positive and I love myself.
They get to call the shots, literally.
3, 2, 1, action.
And they don't get to do that in very many other contexts in their life right now.
Hello.
I'm going to turn it up a little bit.
Hello, hello.
I was a former participant in the program. I was sort of at this place where I was like, am I employable? Like, where is my life going? And doing this, it reminded me that I am creative and I do have worth and value. When every day of your life is focused on just the basics of survival, you forget the creative aspects of life, and you forget that there's more to what we're doing here than just surviving.
The other day I met a man, he told me to get a job. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whether they're sleeping on the street or in a shelter or in transitional housing, they come on time, they work for hours,
Okay.
They get things done.
Action.
I call them the canaries in the mine. They know the problems with our society much better than we do because they feel the negative effects of it sooner.
The way that our society views houselessness and houseless folks, especially houseless youth, kills people. It really does. Programs like this help to humanize people to the public. And if you can get someone to actually listen to you for once, that absolutely saves lives. And that reminder that people have worth and value and that people want to hear it is absolutely life-saving.
All right, okay.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
What now?
So there we go. That's part one of this that I wanted to play for you. And for context, for those of you just joining, we're talking about Outside the Frame, an organization that helps homeless youth make films. And they have a big event coming up tonight. We've got the executive director who's going to be joining us in a few moments, but I have part two of this, again, from our photographer, Michael Ober, who he put this together. And let's play this, and then we'll come back and be joined by our guest.
What's up, girl?
I'm just in.
My name is Violet Klein. I have been in Outside the Frame for the intensive. Everyone here, or at least most everyone, is, former homeless youth. I remember when I was homeless, I felt like I didn't really understand why it was happening to me, because I was always kind of told that things will work out if you work hard. And I did work hard, and I was still homeless.
Hey.
Screenwriting was definitely an escape from my life. You know, most of the times we were living in motels. I would be writing my screenplays, and I would kind of escape to this different world. And I would dream about having a house and being a famous screenwriter. With this intensive, I get to make something that I've made into reality.
I just thought that, like, we should be rewarded for all of this.
Rewarded?
Yeah.
Like with what?
I don't know, like a home, maybe?
A lot of people, when they're crying, they will look at themselves in the mirror, or they will take a photo of themselves. And this is because we as humans want to be validated in our emotions. That's definitely what certain films have done for me. Because sometimes, I don't know, like homelessness specifically, it feels so lonesome. Like no one else in the world knows what you're going through.
I don't know why I feel like this. I can't figure out what I did wrong.
What's great about, Outside the Frame is they offer this creative outlet for people who are experiencing this and filling their time in with creative things and things that I think make a lot of people hopeful about the future. I know art makes me hopeful, and it kind of gives purpose to a lot of people who are in a tough situation.
And things are going to work out for us.
What if they don't?
They will.
Wow, pretty incredible story right there that we're watching. So again, we're talking about Outside the Frame, an organization that helps homeless youth, make films and a lot more as well. And that's why I'm really excited to have joining us right now the executive director of Outside the Frame. We have Neely Yosha joining us. Neely, let me get you pulled up right here. Thank you very much for being here today. And I know this is a big day for the organization as well, but I think, and we're going to talk all about that, what's going on here today. But for you, can you tell us about your story and working with Outside the Frame?
First of all, our annual gala is my favorite day of the year. It's where we show off the work that we've done this year, and the youth made 23 films this year, including some funny ones in a year that seems to have less and less to laugh about. They managed to find the humor and the humanity in everything. They're an inspiration. What was your question?
Well, I was just interested to know how, I guess some more about the organization for people. We just watched some really great context there, but I guess your role with the organization.
I'm the founder and the executive director. My parents were indie filmmakers. They made Israel's first anti-war film 50 years ago when they were the same age as these young filmmakers. Because artists have a role, and a very important role in society. And when I found myself working with young people here on the streets in Portland, first of all, coming from Israel, I was kind of shocked that there are young people living on the streets. Like, where are we? And what I knew to offer was a creative outlet, and this medium of film offers an audience as well. So making the movies changes whoever's working on them, but then the films hopefully change whoever's seeing them as well. You're welcome to join us tonight at the Hollywood Theater and let me know if that's true. So anyway, I was like, what can I do that'll matter? Let's make movies. And it worked. We're lucky we work with so many different social service organizations around town, and we provide something that complements what they do. We help them regain their humanity, first of all, and confidence and some skills on the way. And some of them have gone on to get work in the film industry. Not that that's what we are aiming to do, but it just, some of them
Right.
catch the bug. Mostly they remember their humanity and what they're able to achieve, you know?
Yeah, which is such an important, I mean, everything that you just mentioned there that you're doing with this is very important aspects of all of that. And, you know, I think a question that I would have too is for the youth that get involved, do they already have an interest in film, or is this something that you're introducing them to entirely from a new basis, or an interest in filmmaking rather?
These kids are so savvy these days, you know, you can make a film with your phone. So they definitely, because it's voluntary, right? They choose to participate. So definitely like the creative youth gravitate towards us. So some have done some sort of creative work before, and some never have, and it doesn't matter, you know, there's room for everyone on a film set and in a film project, and they're all so important. And that's the beauty of this medium too, is that it takes everyone working together, which really goes against the individualist narrative that we're taught. You can't bring yourself up alone by your bootstraps, and you can't make a movie by yourself. So they're super creative. They have a ton of different backgrounds that they come with. And the skills that they have, that they use to survive, are the same skills that are very helpful as a creative. Being able to adapt to change, being aware of your surroundings, being able to work with people of different backgrounds that you might not necessarily choose.
Right.
But mostly on the outside means that you can see the world from a different perspective and have something to say about it. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and that's something that everybody gets a chance to do too, is see this perspective, see this art, this these stories, you know, that otherwise we might not know, and that's thanks to the work of outside the frame, and being able to give this opportunities to these filmmakers, to these young people.
And we have such a fun lineup of films. Yeah. We have the refugee experience, we have being on the streets, we have prison, we have a collaboration we did with the Oregon Symphony. Like, the depressing stuff of the world has never looked better and never been more fun. Those of you in Portland Public, you know, if you need a break from your kids, get a sitter, come on down, or bring the kids, it's educational. But this, you know, the quality of the work keeps going up. We have our first alumni film that we produced, and it's like 20 minutes long, and she just won a prize from the Oregon Film Museum. These kids are going places, you know. Nate Query from the Decemberists is introducing one of the films that we made for a program he runs at a prison. It's fun. It's going to be the closest thing to the Oscars people in town can attend, and
right.
and you don't have to dress up.
Well, I mean, it sounds, that's such a diaspora of movies there, just a wide range, you know, that you've got, as you just mentioned, and different experiences, different tales for each one of those. Can you tell us, just for somebody who's showing up, are these documentaries? Are they original stories? What kind of film are we talking about? Films?
Different genres. There's a couple of documentaries. There's an experimental film. There's a music video. There's a couple narratives. There's a satire. The film from Violet's film that you saw clips of is premiering tonight. So there's a little bit of everything, and they're all original works of art, and they're good. That's what unifies them, is that they were all made by young people who are currently or have experienced homelessness, and that they're good.
And these are their stories. How do you feel that something like this helps the homeless youth here in Portland?
we're all human beings that need more than just our basic needs met in order to flourish and thrive, and these kids are no exception. And we would want, not, just, bread and water is not enough for our own children or for us. Why should it be enough for them? Art is how you process and heal and improve the world. And again, on the way, they get community. It's like a little clubhouse. Look behind me. Community trust, learning to trust themselves and other people again, and skills like being a professional creative is a well-paying job. We have kids now who were on public assistance, now making a living in the film industry in town, and
which is amazing. To do that.
And people that are kind of alternative, being a creative is the most fringe you can be and still be legitimately part of society. And it's an important, anyway, they're finding their path. And just getting to tell your story in a creative way means you have to make sense of it. One of the characteristics of trauma is that it's all kind of disjointed. And I understand that now better than ever. I just came back from Israel, where I've been for the last 3 months, and there's so many newly homeless people, innocent on all sides, and I'm heartbroken, and I'm grateful to come back and be able to work with the young people here in town and tangibly make a difference, because that's all we can do, right? Is try to make our little corner of the world better.
Tangibly make a difference. That's a great way to look at that, and this is why I want to show this as well. So just for everybody to understand, can you tell us, you mentioned, I'll get that back up there, you mentioned the gala is one of your favorite nights of the year. So for everybody out there who's watching this, you want them to come down, can you tell us what to expect, and the when, where, and why? That's all on there as well.
Yeah, Hollywood Theater, which is on 42nd and Sandy in Northeast Portland. It's one of the beautiful cozy indie theaters in town. So doors open at 6:30. Come get some popcorn or a slice of pizza, and at 7 the show starts in the movie theater. And by 8:30, you will have experienced all the films. And the kids come between each of the films to introduce them, and the filmmakers are all there. They'll be mingling in the lobby before the screening and after. One of my favorite things about it is seeing the young people see their work on the big screen, and you could just see them growing and blossoming, and their backs getting straighter and feeling prouder as the evening progresses. And it's just it usually sells out though. So if you want to get a ticket, you should get a ticket on our website, outsidetheframe.org. And it's, like I said, it's free. Come on down.
Well, I really appreciate you having some time today too. I know this was kind of last minute that I was able to get a hold of you, and obviously you've got a lot going on today. Just like every day, but especially today. And I
always have time to talk about Outside the Frame.
Yeah.
And if you have any warning is that you can't leave the theater thinking about homelessness the same as when you walked in. It's a good time, and you might cry. That's how you know it's good.
After tonight, will there be anywhere to watch the films if people can't go tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. You can always catch them after they premiere on our website or Vimeo channel. So just go to outsidetheframe.org and you can see it. You can also invite us to your group, schools once they start again, work, community group. The young filmmakers love to curate a selection of their short films and talk about them. It's also
something we do. So yes, you can always find us outsidetheframe.org.
Great. Well, Neely, thank you very much for being here with me today, for talking about this, for sharing the message and everything that you do. And congratulations, and have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good night.
Absolutely. Bye. And thank you everybody for joining us here too on Fox 12 Now. I really appreciate Neely's time. So again, those two videos that I played there at the beginning of this segment, those of course are at kptv.com. Thank you again to Michael Ober, some great work on there, and for him alerting me of this to make sure that we got some more coverage out there and talking about this great organization and what they're doing tonight. And for you watching this right now, this is probably about it for today. You never know, though, if there's breaking news, wherever you're watching, we will come right back and we'll be on here with that. Anytime between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., Fox 12 Now is where to go. We will make sure to keep you up to date on that. Barring that, we'll be back again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Quick teaser about tomorrow. If you are a fan of Portland wrestling, I'm going to have the Grappler. The Grappler himself will be here. If you don't know who that is, just Google right now and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So the Grappler will be joining us here in studio for Fox 12 Now. Always a lot of different things that we talk about here. It's a wide range of coverage, and we appreciate all of you who join us every day and share the show. Drop in the comments. Let us know what you think, how you're doing. Send us an email, fox12now@kptv.com. I'm going to sign off right now. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.